We're on. Glasses off. Mug in hand.
Hi, Leslie.
Hey, Marilyn. I always love our conversations. You know, I always get such insights from you on, how the world works. And this conversation about our kids and this generation and our daughter's generation is, particularly illuminating. So what we've been doing is just having the conversation about a fireplace that I gave to my daughter. And she told me after she'd had an accident and she was bedridden for a while, for several months, that what she really wanted was she wanted to have a fireplace. And so I really didn't have the money, but I went and I found the money and I went and I got a fireplace. And within a couple of months, she's no longer convalescing and she's giving the fireplace away. And this generation is going, like that was my hard-earned money. And I'm hearing my parents' voice in there about Protestant work ethic and money and all that kind of thing. But I'm going, what about the fireplace? But what I'm realizing is she's got a completely different take on it. This generation has a completely different take on it. So...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you used the term social justice, which is a perfect description of this new generation of kids. Also, the indigo kids, the older ones now, are fighters for justice.
They really are.
They are going to change our school system, and they have started it.
Yeah.
Because already things are changing immensely in the world, and it's because of them. Mm-hmm. Our challenge is when we try to hold them where they are, or worse, back to where we were. So they get them to fall back into that old work ethic is not going to work for these kids. And which is what frustrates a lot of the older generation, is they think these kids don't work hard enough. And they're right compared to their generation. But why do we need to work so hard? That's there's the Generation Y, WHY, that they talk about. It's like, why do we have to work 5 days a week? Why are we working weekends? Mm-hmm. And they're absolutely right. Mm-hmm. Why are we only getting 2 weeks off a year and the rest of our life we're working? Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense to these kids, and they're absolutely right. And so when it comes to that gifting thing as well, the fireplace, she needed it for that time, and then she probably passed it on to somebody else that needed it as well. And she didn't think anything of it because she knew you gave the gift from love, which you did.
I did, but then I could also hear my parents' voice and where all that money, poverty stuff came from. And and I knew that I was never allowed to give my stuff away, because they had worked hard for the money. So I still have the vestiges of that memory in me. And somehow I have created a person or two people in this new generation, and that's simply not an issue for them. In fact, I would say, go so far as to say that it's social currency. Mm-hmm. That, that fireplace, I don't know where it went to, and, and whether she exchanged anything specifically with that person, or if she just gifted it. And it doesn't matter, because I look at the friendships that my kids have, that generation has. I mean, there was one Christmas season, and every present that I received from my kids had been swapped. And so whether they had cut hair, whether they had done websites, whether they had whatever, they swapped everything. And I received foot massages, I received flower arrangements, I received all manner of things, and there was no money that had been spent.
Exactly.
None.
And that's where we're headed. We're headed into that type of generation. Look at the internet, how much free information is out there.
Well, that's right.
Because it's about sharing. That's our future. And you also put a lot of value onto the people that are on the internet who give away a lot.
Right.
Tony Robbins is always giving away a lot of things.
Yeah.
And he is seen as quite a powerful person.
Right.
Mainly because he comes from that place of gifting.
Right.
And that's what this new generation is all about. And also because they think differently, they also don't expect things like we do. When we want something, we will put it out there.
Right. And we're very specific about it, right? And
exactly. Whereas I don't know how many times my kids have said, Mom, I don't want you to take care of this. I don't want you to solve my problem. I just want you to listen.
yeah.
Right? So when they say, I want a fireplace, they're not saying, I want a fireplace. I expect you to get it for me, Mom, because I can't. Poor me.
Right.
Nowhere near there.
Right.
Were they? She was in that place of, oh, I would love to have a fireplace. And it probably would have been fine for you to go, oh, yeah, wouldn't that be
Wouldn't
nice?
that be great?
Yeah.
Leave it there. Get a picture.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, let's see whether you can magically have that come into your life. I don't know how
Mhm.
many times my daughters have manifested, said they wanted something,
Yeah.
and it came. My younger daughter had somehow manifested herself a TV, a VCR, a DVD when she was like 12 or 13.
Right.
And our deal was that, if they wanted anything big, then we would each pay a third. My ex-husband at the time would pay a third, she would pay a third, and I'd pay a third.
Right.
Because we wanted to make sure that she really wanted it enough to actually put some money towards it.
Right.
Well, before we knew it, she was getting things all over the place. Without a job, she was finding ways
Right.
of making money at craft sales or things like that. It was just coming to her. And then she said, you know what I want for my room is a big TV stand to put all these things on. And I thought, wow, wouldn't that be great? Yeah, that would be so exciting. Let's see what you can manifest, because that's what she does. She creates things. Well, we went out to go grocery shopping. She wasn't expecting me to buy it. She just put it out there. We went grocery shopping. We went around the corner from our house, and there on the street was a TV stand that said free. It was a huge TV stand. And we put it in the car and lugged it back to our house and laughed hysterically as we were trying to carry this heavy thing up into her room.
Right.
And she had everything she wanted. I did nothing but listen and empower her. Right? Say, hey, yeah, let's see how you can get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what these kids want these days. They just want us to listen, and they want us to know that they can have it come into their life. Because they can create anything. These are powerful kids. Oh,
they really are. And they are such teachers for us.
Amazing. And that's the thing, is that the good parents, the empowering parents are the ones that are learning from their kids, not just teaching their kids. There's always something we can teach each other, but to think that you are the teacher and they are the learner, you're missing out on great growth.
There was a beautiful piece that yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. And as you're speaking that, I'm also remembering a fabulous little PBS special, and it was about the Shoshone elders in Wyoming or in the States. And they were working with the parks people at Yellowstone National Park to bring their children, their grandchildren, back onto their ancestral lands. And they set up a program so that the kids were coming back. They made it safe and whatever they needed to do in order to make this happen. And then the elders and the parks people stepped back. And they just watched the children. And for the elders, this is what they were learning about, is they were watching their children explore the land, and the elders learned from the kids.
It's brilliant. That's what it's all about. It's providing learning and sitting back and learning on how they work, because we could learn so much from them on gifting alone.
Right.
Just to know that we give away things, and it will come back tenfold in whatever way it is.
Right.
Be it other gifts, or it could be monetarily, it could be things that appear in our life, opportunities that appear, possibilities are endless. And that's what we're learning from these kids.
Yeah.
They're magical.
They are. Aren't we fortunate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Leslie.
Thanks, Marilyn. How did we get to Africa?